Hey Summers!
Hi everyone!
Welcome to Make 2 and another neighbor visit. So we got an invitation from Robyn to visit her town, and this is the house. It's on the mysterious island on one of the new lots, which we got in the DIY Homes update.
I really like the pattern on the walls.
Yes.
I think it gives you a good hint of what this building is.
As well as the icon of the sim, if you guys notice that. So basically what we've got here is a castle. And what Robyn told me when we first talked about the house is that it's meant to be as if a family had bought a castle, a real old castle, and then was spending time renovating it and modernizing it, sort of room by room, section by section, as they can afford.
Mm-hmm. But I think so far a lot of it is still very similar to the original purpose from when it was a castle.
And as you can see from that ferry, there's a lot of sort of fantastical elements throughout the castle as well. So basically, you enter from this set of very medieval double doors, and you can walk straight through into the interior courtyard. But there's also, on either side, sort of maze-like corridors, which get onto, the separate side-by-side wings of the castle. But let's start with the interior courtyard, because I think that's sort of a good starting point. As you can see, it's decorated with some really interesting things, like the statue there, the fountain there, and then in here, another fantastical element, this sim-eating plant. Yeah. So off of this interior courtyard, there are kind of a few things going on. First, you've got steps up to the next floor, which we'll take momentarily. On this side here, you've got an entrance to a really long room for, I think, servants, because of, all these sort of single beds lined up against the wall. They've got their own shared bathroom here. And off of the back of the interior courtyard is a kind of very massive and medieval-looking kitchen. Really like what Robyn's done with the sort of haunted counters to create that medieval kitchen feel, along with the wood floor. Off of that kitchen, you've got, this is really interesting, it's sort of like a bathroom.
Yeah, I think it's a private bathroom with also a staircase that goes up to, we'll do this now. I think this is either the head chef or just the head of the staff. And they get this, rather than shared quarters, they have their own private little bedroom, but it's almost immediately above the kitchen.
This is true. Yeah, it's sort of like a, you know how some towers have, some castles have towers, right? So it's like the head of the kitchen has his or her own sort of tower. Yeah. So on the, on the other side of the interior courtyard is a formal dining room. Lots of tables and chairs sort of lined up to create that effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And from there you can also, there's stairs to the second floor. The final thing at the back we were just at before is on this side from these corridors. You can also access a little corridor to access the back door to the property.
Yes. And also this room, which is kind of, again, I would say for the staff downstairs, because it's, kind of more, normal people's affordable furniture. And off of there is a very long kind of corridor that goes along the outside of this dining room to sort of,
I think what's now being used as a games room, it might have been a guard's room or, again, something for the servants a long time ago.
Yeah.
And that's mirrored on the other side with more of a modern place with a stereo and some sofas for the family to relax in.
Family or staff, I would think.
Well, I think nowadays for family. I don't know.
Well, because it's, off of the side here, but don't know.
You can't
maybe
access it from there. Anyway.
It's interesting that there's a sort of like secret passageway, kind of skinny corridor,
The way, can you access anything from back? No.
No, yeah. So I think, it's kind of got this idea of a secret passageway in the castle. Do you want to do the basement now?
Let's do that.
Okay, so the basement is really cool, I think, because Robyn has gone for a mix of modern and old. So you've got these old chains. This clearly used to be a dungeon, but it's got now a super modern water heater.
And it's also got somewhere to do exercise, a TV, and a sofa for watching the TV on, but also a haunted set of bookcases.
One bookcase.
One bookcase, a haunted set of shelves inside a bookcase.
Yes. So going up to the second floor of the castle, we can take a couple of different staircases.
Yeah, and they each access a different part of the second floor. The ones on the screen now access sort of the front right portion, and the other ones in the courtyard access the back and left sides of the second floor.
Yes. So let's say, while we're here, let's do that. So this is the kind of, I would say, family section of the castle because, well, first of all, you get this set of doors onto, this looks like a throne room.
I think so.
Say, yeah.
With the big tables and particularly framing those two big chairs.
Yeah, go on, Hermione. And yeah, that's a really cool idea. So then off of that, ooh, we've got a dragon in the process of hatching. Cool. So off of that balcony, which overlooks, the interior courtyard, you've got a sort of sitting room for the family, I would say, or for at least, the very least.
For the royal couple.
Yeah. And I like the idea of these, chairs around the fireplace and the formal tea set there. It's a really good idea. And that has a door onto this master bedroom, which also has access from the balcony. Very cool with the French chairs on either side of the poster bed. That has its own bathroom here. Nice and spacious.
Yeah, I like the bathtub being framed right in the center.
And it's a wood tub as well, which again, keeps with the medieval kind of theme.
And that leads on to another room which you can also access from the balcony, and this I think is for the royal baby.
Yeah, very cute.
Yeah, even with a little cherub statue in there.
So this other staircase here that we mentioned before opens onto this long room, which is sort of, I'd say, a library or a reading room at least. Yeah. And that opens in this direction onto a kind of more informal family sitting room. You've got a guy in medieval armor practicing magic. I like it. And this here is, again, another informal, sort of more modern, I would say, family area because you've got, this TV here and the Latin Villa couch. Yeah, I like that mix of modern and old. Then off the back of that library is a chapel. Yeah, and I think this because basically just the chairs lined up. This table reminds me of an altar. And then what I really like is the touch back here of a separate kind of vestibule where you've got big windows, sunlight coming in. Kind of just reminds me of, medieval churches that are sort of set up that way. And then on the back of that here is just, I guess, a small room.
An antechamber for the priest or bishop, whatever it is.
Yeah. So, yeah,
Very
that has
cool.
been Robyn's old medieval castle, which is steadily getting modernized into a kind of family home.
Yeah, still for royals, but slightly more modern, I think.
Yeah. So thank you so much to Robyn for the invitation, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the tour. Please let us know in the comments, and Robyn as well, what you thought.
If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you can stay up to date with our latest videos.
Thanks for watching.